Martimen morder, underskordig kåpa, flög fagrar arar, darrar kommer vikingdom, stända obestavni, stirra tyrim kräri, haura spatil havnar, hova maloka.
Welcome back to the Order. I'm Celtic Templar, and welcome back to another how-to video. And today, y'all, due to y'all's votes, which y'all voted for is, well, the Viking Berserker. And today is a really good one. Now, I actually had to order the pelts, so yeah, this was kind of a problem. Luckily for me, they got here incredibly on time. So yeah. Now, I hear many people are saying, Templar, aren't you supposed to be having, like, bear shirt? No, that is actually a myth that was probably conducted by our fantasy beliefs on the Vikings. Now, the term Berserker, or bear shirt, or bearer of shirt, has been misleading. In other words, it's little known of what they would have actually, well, technically looked like. But in the sagas, it's stated that a Berserker warrior who fought ferociously actually ended up taking a sword to his gut, yet was not killed. So this means he might have worn some sort of armor. Now, Berserkers were mostly seen throughout any type of region. Now, there is also the Viking Ulfrunda, which is how, this is how you spell it and all that, which we do see in this movie, the Northman, which I have to say I'm pretty much very happy that I got to see this. In fact, we see them during a ritual dance. So, how does one become berserk, you might ask? Well, there are many myths to it. Many people say, oh, it's mushrooms. Actually, there is much debate to this, and it probably might not be magic mushrooms. Due to the fact, wild mushrooms can make you high and all this, and the same froth in the mouth, but it's also extremely dangerous. So I doubt the Vikings would do this. So what would it be? Many historians state that it might be rabid meat. That's right, rabid meat that they could have eaten, and it had rabbits type. Well, there's the frothing at the mouth. However, what I believe is that it might have been a mixture of herbs they threw in fires. Because one, it's actually stated that Vikings would get themselves hyped up for the said ritual warfare like they were doing by doing a ritual dance. So in doing so, they would dance around a fire. So this gets me thinking, maybe they actually threw herbs and such like in there, like drugs, in order to, well, pretty much get themselves believing into the said animal that they wore, like a bear or a wolf. Such as, like, the Ulfrunda, like I'm actually wearing a coyote pelt, but technically it's as pretty much accurate as it kind of good, because one, the wolf pelt I was looking at costs about like $1,000, so I'm not going to pay that much. Lucky for me, coyotes are very native to Texas and everywhere else, so yeah, this was a lot easier. Now, there is many type of beliefs that says that they would have probably fought as a form of shock unit, or as well, even as a type of bodyguard. Because one, there are accounts that state that they did actually protect kings, nobles, chieftains from certain death. So this could give us a good estimate of what they actually looked like. In other words, they probably wore armor. Now, maybe mail or laminar, scale maybe, but I'm mostly thinking it would actually be mail, not any other form of plate except for the plate on the helmet. Now, there are many accounts that do state that one, they kept fighting in many battles until they were finally outlawed in 1015. So this gives us a good estimation of what they would have been. Now, many people also say, the Templar, what weapons did they use? Well, they used a smorgasbord of weapons, such as spears, javelins, axes, swords even. Because one, these guys were kind of hard to kill, and the fact is they would be extremely rewarded for their services. Thing is though, the Saxons got so scared of these guys, they stated that they were of demons of hell, because they chanted the name of Woden, or Odin, which is actually why they are also nicknamed the Children of Odin, or the Drengr of Odin, for the fact that they actually dance in a ritual for Odin. In fact, there's many archaeological depictions on their equipment, such as a full pelt and sometimes an account of mail. So this gives us a good estimation. Now, I'm actually dressed as probably a well-earned veteran of the said Ulfrenda, or Berserker, for one major reason. I have probably fought in major battles, so in doing so, I get this good stuff. Now, there is probably an account where many of y'all are asking, Templar, how ferocious were they? Well, the fact is, there are accounts that stated that they didn't just fight their own enemies, but actually their own very allies, which was why the Berserker actually later became outlawed, because one, you don't want them to kill your own ranks. In fact, it's kind of like if you get extremely hyped up for a rugby match or a football match, hockey, soccer, you name it. Guess what? These guys are gonna be just dancing and howling, which you'll soon see me do in the video. But there is many accounts that also state to the fact that one, these guys actually were so ferocious that they bit on their shields. Now, this many people think, oh, this actually is a sign that they had some sort of drugs on them. Not exactly, because one, there might be an account of that being true, but what I'm also thinking is, because I do believe that it might be the hallucination of drugs with the fact of mix of fire, and the mix into fire, and they're doing their dance to get more in tune with the animal. However, some accounts also state that it might be because of the head. In other words, when you, well, for example, lift up your said shield, for example, guess what? It looks like this thing's biting on it. So, yeah. But, enough talk. Why don't we get right into it, shall we? saw with me doing my dancing, I was trying to do my best of what it would have probably looked like, but there is little evidence on what it could have been. Now, there are also accounts of to the fact that one, there is pretty much the form of warfare. As you saw, I was moving in. I was mostly using my shield, not my two-handed Viking axe or Dane axe, for one reason. Because, one, it's like, well, why? No, as I said, these guys, the ones that were probably the shock troop units, might have been the ones using the Dane axe mostly. But the thing is, these guys were such ferocious devils on the battlefield. The best way I can actually explain what they would appear to the Anglo-Saxon or the victims of a Berserker warpath would be like when we see the movie The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas. We see these creatures known as the Window. Guess what? That's what I view as people believing as what a Berserker would be, like what you would face up against as a Berserker. So, yeah. Now, does the hide protect me? Probably not. But there is accounts that also do state that one, this got them more in tune to the animalistic being, meaning it made them feel more like the creature that they were meant to be. So, yeah, this is actually where it keeps getting horrifying more and more by the minute. But yeah, now there is also the Germanic wolf warriors, or the Ruthlande Efturungik, or the wolf warriors of Odin, which these guys were of Germanic origin, and ancient Germania did show them. So pretty much, just like this, the Berserker, the Ruthlande, as we can understand, is just like this. Now, the term Berserker is meaning like just one guy. So pretty much, though, they actually evolved from the Germanic Ruthlande and turned into the Berserker. So in other words, technically, I am wearing the correct pelt. Problem is, there is also the fact that they would have worn multiple pelts. They would have worn wolves, they would have worn bears. Sometimes I am even told, even during rituals, they would even take the pelt of an elk. At least this was the shaman. I don't know if that's true or not. So, yeah. But now, there are some accounts that also state for the following, that these guys might have actually been so incredibly dangerous, like say from the movie The Northman, which gives us a good depiction on why these guys were so ferocious. They actually did a chant, or as well an oath to each other. Come you spearmen, you wall breakers, you shield biters, you Odin who howls. There are many accounts of what they would have actually said, so it's varied from person to such, but yeah. But anyways, hope y'all liked the video. Like and subscribe for more. If any of y'all have any ideas on other how-to videos that we should cover, like the Roman Velitas, or as well even the Germanic wolf warriors, we might need to cover them after Horror October. So yeah, hopefully to see y'all in the next one. Have a great day, y'all.
Till havnar